guys? Happy almost New Year. Sorry I'm late. We had some technical difficulties. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm on an old camera because my fancy camera decided it wasn't going to work today. And I want to make sure you can hear me okay. Hi. Leave me a note and let me know if the sound works. I might need to switch my microphones. I am so excited for today and so excited to dig into this with you guys. Awesome. Okay, so you can hear me. Good. Where do we begin? Oh, I'm all frazzled because my camera wasn't working. I got a new computer, and apparently one of the programs that I use worked last night but didn't want to work today. So here we go. I am so excited to work with you guys to get your simplified planners all set up for the new year. If you've been following me on Instagram, you know that I have been in decluttering mode, getting my house ready. I had literally no drawer, no cabinet has been left out. We have just gone to town. My kids have helped me, my husband's helped me, and all in an effort to get things back in order for the new year. I'm going to be taking the month of January off of social media again, just like I did last year, to write a book, another one. And I'm so excited about it, and really just believe that physical clutter is mental clutter. So I am getting our house back to square one. And I love so many of you guys that have been doing it with me. I think that this week between Christmas and New Year's is, first of all, I don't know what day of the week it is half the time. Second of all, it's just such a great time to freshen up and like prepare and take a look at what worked last year, you know, this year actually, what didn't work, and make big plans for the new year. Typically, I've done this in the past by myself or with my husband. Now that my kids are big enough, we actually do a lot of this with them. So to begin setting up your 2020 Simplified Planner, the first tip I have is to have a conversation with whomever lives in your house about what your goals are for the new year, what kind of feeling you want life to feel like, how things worked or didn't work in the past, and what their goals are. This like old-fashioned way of doing things, I can't see your comments very well. So side note, if you guys have questions, just put them in the comments, and Dusty on my team is gathering these questions and is going to send them to me at the end, and I'll be able to answer them. But the way I have this set up, this this other way of doing things, I can't see your comments very well. Okay, so have that conversation. We had our conversation last night with our kids and said, you know, what is it that you are hoping for in the new year? What kind of goals do you have? And some of our kids said they want to go outside more. They want to play outside more. One of my kiddos said that they wanted to help cook in the kitchen more. So it was just a good conversation to kind of get our heads in the right space as we move into the new year. First thing, along with that, is to get that perpetual calendar. If somebody on my team could post a link here to the perpetual calendar, we have a perpetual calendar in our free printable library. And my favorite thing to do is print that out and text a bunch of friends, ask a lot of questions, get all the important dates that you want to put in your simplified planner on this perpetual calendar. What it is it says like January and has a bunch of lines, and this is February and has a bunch of lines. And all you're going to do, these are the dates that don't change throughout the year. So it's somebody's birthday, an anniversary, that kind of thing. You just write these down, and this is the document. Once you've gathered all of this information, this is the document that you keep with you in your planner. I say put it in the front pocket, and you use it as you switch planners year after year, so that you don't have to go, you know, reinvent the wheel to try and figure out like whose birthday is where and that kind of thing. When we moved from Tampa to Pensacola, I took that opportunity to get my perpetual calendar out and get the birthdays of a lot of friends in Tampa that I wasn't going to see, you know, every day like I was when we lived there. And I got birthdays of all of their kids too. And so now I have this perpetual calendar where at the beginning of the month I can look at it and say, okay, who do I need to send a birthday card to? Or who do I need to buy a birthday gift for? Yes, I put all the dates in my planner, but it's so nice to just have something there, and it helps me feel like I'm a more thoughtful friend. It's also helped me like maintain a lot of those friendships when we moved away. So get that perpetual calendar and get it set up. Something that I did this year that we're going to discuss in a minute. I want to talk about the simplified prep work in the beginning of your planner, but I also want to talk to you about mapping your entire year. This is something I did this year that my kids are here and I keep thinking there's somebody at the door. This is something that I did this year that I have not done like this in the past. I mapped my entire year all at one time. So it took me a couple days really, but I have a calendar. It's the entire year. It's from Ashley Profit. You can get it on Etsy. If somebody has the link, post it here. But Ashley Profit is a good friend of mine, and she designed just this very pretty, simple, dated 2020 calendar that is, I had it printed at, I think it was at Office Depot, and it's 36 by 24, so it's the size of a poster board. I'm looking over here because it's on my bulletin board. I would show you, but there are also other things y'all can't see over there that have to do with patterns for next year. But if you look at my Instagram, you can see some pictures of it. I mapped my whole year, and I'm going to tell you how I did that and all of that stuff in a second after we walk through the simplified prep work. So step one, fill out that perpetual calendar. Get all the dates you need all together. Step two is get the simplified prep workout that's in the front of your planner. I just saw someone ask me about my top. It like caught my eye in the comments. This top is from J. Crew and it's 70% off today. And I think somebody on my team has a link because I sent it to them and said somebody's going to ask because it's real comfy and real cute and it's super cheap today. Okay, so work with me here and get your planner out and go to your simplified prep work in the very beginning. You will see in the beginning of your planner, by the way, if you don't have your simplified planner yet, they're 20% off with code New Year for a limited time. So you can run and grab that at emilylay.com. A lot of cover styles are sold out, but some really, really cute ones are still available, including this one. Okay, so in the beginning of your planner, you have the process of simplifying. So it's just a very high-arching look at how to kickstart simplifying your life and making it, more automated, more streamlined, more easier, essentially. This is part of the conversation I mentioned earlier. Name what matters, eliminate distractions, establish routines, and choose what matters. If you want to deep dive into some of this stuff, my book over here, A Simplified Life, is, I don't know if it's still this price, but it was like $8 on Amazon. It is such a tactical book about simplifying your life, and I would highly recommend it. It's 10 chapters, super easy to read, 10 areas of life, and how to tactically make meal planning, technology, your home, all of that simpler. Next, on the next page, you have how to use your simplified planner, and this is just the really nitty-gritty of doing your prep work, adding the birthdays and anniversaries, adding reminders, making time and getting it messy. Flip over a couple pages and you have your simplified prep work. This comes in every single signature simplified planner. And it's something we added a couple of years ago because we felt it really important that we not just give you, when you make your purchase, a planner for you to go and put your dates in, but we wanted to really help you kickstart something new, dig in and really make change. Because what we found is women were purchasing this planner because they had hope for something different. They were tired of living life overwhelmed and stressed out all the time. And just like me, when I created it, however many years ago, I was looking for a fresh start. And that wasn't going to be accomplished just by putting dates on a page. That was going to be accomplished by doing that, but also keeping everything in one place. Having conversations with my family about making those yes and no choices about the things in our lives we let in and the things we don't let in. And so walking through this, let's just do this together. And I'm going to slow down a little bit and figure out where we are with comments over here. And I am going to ask you guys to be interactive with me as we go through these questions. This is the only Facebook Live where we do the prep work together. So I have not considered this a ton for next year. So I'm going to share some of my answers with you, and I would love for you to share some of your answers with me and with our friends who are all on here. Someone asked if Dapper Desk has the prep work, and it does not. That is one of the differences between Dapper Desk, which is totally sold out now, Dapper Desk and the Simplified Planner. The Simplified Planner has the prep work. Okay, first things first, preparing for a new year. Now, here's where we are, and this camera's not going to probably show you the page very well because it's not as fancy as my other one. To give yourself a fresh start, take inventory of where you are and where you're going. Looking back at the last 12 months, consider what worked well in your life. Also consider what did not work well. List those routines, systems, and commitments here. As an example, waking up at 7 a.m. did not give me enough time to get ready, and this year I'm going to try waking up at 6:30 to get a head start on the day. I want to caveat this by saying, remember that your goals and what works for you and what doesn't work for you will be very different than other people's. It will be very different than mine because we're all in different places in life. Our families look different. We're different ages. We're just in different seasons. And so try not to compare what works and doesn't work for you to other people. What works for me in this season of life with 3 kids who are all off at school full time during the week is a whole lot different than what worked when they were little, tiny, and at home and like crawling and opening all the cabinets. It's completely different. And so I encourage you, if you're in a sticky season, you know, one of those seasons is like, it's tough for whatever reason, to give yourself the grace to lean into that. When I had infant newborns and a 4-year-old, what worked for me was like napping when they napped. You know, it looked a lot different than what works now. So give yourself the grace. If you have a newborn at home, what works for you might be laying on the couch with the little frog baby. We call them frog babies, like when they're still all curled up and they haven't like totally stretched out yet because they're that new. Laying on the couch with your little frog baby and watching like 15 episodes of Fixer Upper. That's awesome. So remember, lean into the season you're in and give yourself grace no matter what works or what doesn't work, because soon your season's going to change and it might look different. All right, let me scroll. Okay. Okay. So what worked last year? What worked for you last year? Last year meaning 2019. What worked for you? I would love for you to share in the comments and tell me something that worked. I will tell you something off the top of my head that worked for me, and that is something I didn't do all year, but I did in the kind of mid to late part of the year. I would get my kids ready to go. My husband takes our kids to school, so I would get them up, get them dressed and fed and all of that, and I would get them out the door. And then I would immediately like walk to the Peloton. We have a Peloton and it's an exercise bike. And I would immediately like shut the door to the truck with the kids and be like, bye. And I knew it was like muscle memory, go get on the bike. And I would go straight to the bike and I would do it for usually like 30 minutes. But I would kickstart my day with exercise, and it just, like, endorphins are such a good thing. And it just made me feel so ready to take on the day. I felt good. I had more energy. I got way off track. I literally have not been on the bike since I think October because I hurt my neck somehow on the bike. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. But I hurt my neck, and I haven't gotten back on it, and the neck's all better now. So now that worked for like a little part of the year this year, and I'm gonna make it happen next year. And I'm writing it down that it really did work for me because I felt so good doing it, and it was like I had time in that time of the day, and it was great. So there's one of mine. And I'm going to come and find some of yours. Start packing lunches when I was making dinner so that the mornings weren't as crazy. Yes, we do the same thing. Creating an evening routine for my twins. It's streamlined evenings and is a little less chaos. Amen, sister. Aren't those routines good with multiples? Yes. One thing that worked for us really well is I pick my kids up from school every day. My husband takes them, I pick them up. And every day when we would come home, I would get that, they know, because I would always say it, like coming up the stairs, I would say, okay, shoes in the shoe basket, lunch boxes on the counter, water bottles in the sink. That was it. Shoes in the shoe basket, lunchbox is on the table, water bottle's in the sink. And even though 2 of mine are 4, they knew, okay, this is the routine. Go put my shoes in the shoe basket. Go put my lunchbox on the counter so mom can empty it and do all that. And put my water bottle in the sink so that it can be washed. And sounds like so tactical and obvious, but that routine of having that done and so everything is where it needs to be just helped corral the mess so that an hour or 2 later when I was, trying to get everything ready for the next day, I wasn't like, where is everything? Why are the shoes? Like, you have one over there, and then the next morning you can't find it, and then like the lunch boxes, I can't even find them all. We forgot to wash a water bottle. Just having them do it also teaches them a little responsibility. We encourage our kids from a very young age, you are part of a team, and we want you to come on board and work with me. I'm not going to do everything for you because the world doesn't work that way. Okay. Okay, sorry. My text messages are going wild. Just making sure everything is still working. Okay, looking back at what's working for you guys, let's see. Getting up at 5 a.m. to have time to get my mindset in the right place, love it. Taking time to get out of the house and do something I love during the week, yes. Doing 1 load of laundry a day was a game changer, yes, it is. I have gone behind on my laundry this week, and I have piles of it. I'm a believer in the 1 load a day. It really does work, and unless you get off track, and then you're like, ah! Okay, now, what did not work this year? Tell me some things that did not work for you this year. Was there something that is something that is changeable? Obviously, you can't be like, working full-time did not work for me this year. But was there something that didn't work for you? I'm just thinking on the fly about what did not work for me. Here's one. I spent a couple of months early in the year last year waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I have had seasons of my life where that has worked really well, to wake up at 5. And there are certain days during those few months that I did that I was like, yes, this is awesome. For the most part, that really doesn't work for me because I'm a night owl and I like to stay up a little bit too late. I think clearly at night. I don't know. It's probably just a habit of like having little kids. After they go to bed, I feel like I can conquer the world. So waking up really, really early is hard. And I like to think that I can function on 5 hours of sleep or 6 hours of sleep. It's not really a good idea. So in this season, doesn't really work for me unless I'm going to go to bed earlier. And I don't really think I want to do that. So I think, adjusting my alarm so I'm still getting up before my kids, but not waking up with the sun is good. All right, tell me some things that somebody just said, trying to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. My body just needs sleep some days. Agreed. We had the Sunshine Squad. Do you remember this, Brittany and Whitney? We had the Sunshine Squad. It was group text, and we would all text each other because we were trying to get our website ready, our new website. And the 3 of us were just doing all kinds of things on it. And so we were texting each other at 5 a.m. Wake up, time to get up, and working together before all of our kids woke up. And it was good. And it worked for a season. Sometimes that's the best way to get work done, but for a season. And now it's over and I like to sleep. Not keeping up with meal planning. Oh my gosh. This is moving into 2020. I am almost 37 years old. Meal planning, 2020 is my year of figuring it out. It's so hard for me. People tell me all the time, Emily, you have this company, you make planners for a living, everything, in this realm of life must just be really natural to you, right? No, I hate cooking. I hate it. I don't like it. It's not fun. I really wish it was fun. I've tried for it to be fun, but I have to do it because I have a lot of people who live in this house that want to eat a lot. So I do, but so many times during last year, I got behind on meal planning and it was 5 o'clock and they were looking at me starving and I was scrambling trying to put something together. This year is the year and I'm gonna figure it out. I did in the middle of last year start using a weekly planner just for meal planning and it did help a lot. I'm gonna continue that next year and I'm also going to get into a routine of meal planning that I'll tell you about when we get to the next page. Okay, let me just go see some of yours. Too much sugar. Yes, amen. I was just telling my husband, I feel like we've been binge eating junk food for 6 weeks and I'm ready for that to be over. Struggling with meal planning, not having an exercise routine. Dusty says that she's here for the meal planning. Dusty, if you don't follow Dusty on Instagram, you should. I'm gonna get your Instagram name wrong, Dusty. Can you just put it here? It's awesome. She's awesome. And I get a lot of inspiration from Dusty and her meal planning. Okay. Yes, everyone's saying meal planning is hard. You can do it. I love it. Okay, so moving on, once we've talked about what worked for you this year and what didn't work, the thing to do is address those things, make changes. If you've identified a pain point, let's talk about it. Let's figure out a way to make it smoother. Today is a new beginning for you. So taking into account what worked and what didn't work, what systems or routines would help your life run smoother over the next 12 months? How can we alleviate the pain points and highlight the joyful ones? Example, throwing a load of laundry in when I wake up will help our family or help our days run smoother and alleviate household chores on the weekend. Back to that one load of laundry a day thing. I'm sure y'all have heard me say this a million times, but my mom taught me this trick. If you have a washing machine that has a speed cycle, it saves water, it saves energy. Mine takes 29 minutes. I throw everything in together with a Shout color catcher. Is that what it's called? It looks like a dryer sheet, but it catches the color. It really does. So you can wash like all the colors together. I wash everything together unless it's delicate and that's a whole other thing. And then dry it and try to put it away the same day, and it will change your life. I swear. I swear. Just don't get behind like me this week. So ideas for new routines and healthy habits. One new routine that we are going to be implementing, and I would love for you to share if you have routines that you're going to be implementing for your family as well. One of the new routines for us is we are going to try to get on like a meal planning cycle of, we already do Pizza Fridays, but like some other things. So like Meatless Monday or Taco Tuesday or things like that, just so that when I sit down to plan the meals for the week, I'm not like trying to make 7 new recipes or something. I do have a go-to list of meals that I've had for a long time, and I'm probably going to revisit it before the new year. I think it's important, and you can use the notes pages in your Simplified planner for this. There's a couple at the front. I like to keep a list of go-to meals that my family loves. So things that my husband's the pickiest of all 5 of us. So things that he loves, things that my 3 very adventurous eater kids, most of them, love, and things that I love. I'll eat anything. So things that are healthy, that are, easy to throw together, semi-healthy, that sort of thing. So I keep a list, and there's probably like 20 on there, and then that's what I pull from, just so that every week I'm not trying to recreate the wheel. Other healthy habits, I'm afraid to say this out loud because then y'all are gonna hold me accountable, but I think I'm gonna cut out sugar in the new year, like totally, because it just makes me feel like garbage. It does. So I think that that's going to be a new habit that I'm just going to try, and I might just try it for 30 days. You can do anything for 30 days. I might try to cut out sugar for 30 days and see how I feel. Okay, so ideas for new routines. The next page is where we're going to workshop these, okay? Creating routines for weekly tasks and chores can help alleviate the burden of accomplishing everything all at the same time, often on the weekends. So write down 1 or 2 tasks for each day of the week, like laundry on a certain day if you're not doing it daily, grocery shopping, cleaning, plant watering, thank you note writing, bill paying, and refer back often to make sure everything is tended to. So this is just where you can kind of workshop these ideas of, let's water the plants on Fridays. Let's, look at the bills, pay the bills on Sundays, or however you want to work this out. That way, every week you kind of have like a loose framework to make sure everything's getting done, and it doesn't end up where on Saturday you are faced with a mountain of chores to do. And I love all of your comments. You're saying earlier, wake up. Oh, good, you're gonna all cut out sugar with me too. I've done Whole30 like multiple times, so I know I can do it. And I'm not even gonna go that hard, with Whole30, but I just the no sugar, this holiday season, we just went off the rails, Okay. Sunday night family meeting night to check out the week's plans. Yes, what a great idea. That's so fun. Somebody said, can you do a Facebook Live on how you would cut out sugar? I want to be on board with that too. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid. I don't really have a plan. I'm just going to stop eating sugar. If you read When Less Becomes More, you know that like late night is my problem time because the kids go to bed and I'm like, I deserve to eat all the gummy bears or the goldfish. No, that's my problem. Okay. Consistent journaling and meditation, establishing an evening routine. Dusty's Instagram is pieces of keto pie. I thought that was it, Dusty, but I just knew if I said it, it wasn't going to be. But follow Dusty. She's awesome. And I need Dusty personally to get the swipe up. So we need to get her to 10,000 so she can get the swipe up, because I need that when she posts references to things. Okay. All right, guys, let's go 30 days with no sugar. I love it. We pay bills on Saturday after payday, and we fill up our cars on Sundays. I love that. One of the things we do, so on Sundays, it's kind of my Sunday prep day, as many of you know, and after church and family time, I will go out and like do grocery shopping or do whatever, and I will fill up my car with gas if it needs it, and I will clean out the trash. And that helps me on Monday to just kind of feel a little bit nicer and ready for the week. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna move a little quicker. I could talk about this forever. Okay, morning routines and evening routines. Good habits build great character. Take note of every repetitive task you complete every morning and evening, and note them here. Also add tasks you'd like to incorporate into your daily routine. Things that you're not already doing, like taking vitamins, watering plants, or emptying the dishwasher. Funny, those three things, I wrote this a long time ago, but those three particular things are things that I tried to implement more in 2019. So taking vitamins, I take vitamins in the mornings, and I actually bought, my friend Kristen Winchester showed me this little, it's on Amazon, it's a little pill container, and it's a circle, and it's like Monday through Sunday, and on Sundays, I'll fill it up with all my vitamins, and then once, a day, I will come in the morning and take my vitamins. And I've been so much better about taking my vitamins because I have this, I don't know, it's like $4 on Amazon. But it's been great. Watering plants, my kids do it. So after school, they have like a couple little light chores that they do to just help the family. And they have these tiny little watering cans, and they go out on our back porch and water the plants. Emptying the dishwasher, Kate Bryan actually posted this one time. And we started doing it. I run the dishwasher at night if it's full, and in the morning I will empty it while the kids are eating breakfast. So it's just kind of a routine I've gotten into, and no more evening time needing dishes and they're all dirty and that kind of thing. So little things like that just really, really help a lot. And I think it's important too to just kind of write it down, because it will feel weird when you start doing these things at first, but eventually they just become habit and they just become part of your life. I was never a vitamin taker. Now I take vitamins every day because I worked it into my routine in a way that really works. I keep my little pill thingy in our junk drawer in the kitchen, which is like right where I am every morning making coffee and stuff. And so it's just easy and right there. All right. On the next page, you have the Simplicity Challenge, which is going to happen on Simplified over on Instagram. And it will be starting January 1st. And it is one task every day that takes less than 15 minutes. And they're so easy and they make such a difference. And I do them every single year, sometimes multiple times a year. And so we put them in the Simplified Planner so that you have a place where you can reference and see them all at once. Also, we have your yearly bucket list. So this is where you will talk to your family, your significant other, yourself, whomever, and write down the things that you want to look back at this year and say, I am so glad that I went to visit that friend. I am so glad that I finally made time to sit down and write that story. Or I am so glad that I ran a marathon, or whatever it is. You write those things down and have a place where you can see them and you can reference as you add plans for making them happen into your planner. Okay, so that is the simplified prep work. I believe it is so important to do this work before you add one single date to your planner, because it helps you get your heart in the right place and it helps you get your head in the right space, so that when you do start adding dates to your calendar, you do it with a perspective of, I have a lifestyle in mind. I have a pace that I want to live 2020. I have that in mind, and I'm going to be very intentional and mindful when I add things to my planner, and not just haphazardly add all the stuff, which we've all done. We've all overbooked ourselves and regretted it, right? Okay, how are we doing on time? Let me see. Okay, sorry. All right, so where are we? Oh, let's talk about this mapping out your year thing, because I printed this thing from Ashley Profit, okay? And I think it's like $9, and it's a digital file, and you can send it off and have it printed wherever. I had mine printed at Office Depot. And if you Google for coupons, you can often find like 20% off coupons for places that will print poster size stuff, okay? I can't remember how much it cost to print it. I think it was like 10 bucks or something. So that was after a coupon. So what I did is I printed it out, and I initially just taped it to the wall. And I got these little Post-its. This was an idea I got from Shay Cochran. I'm trying to find them. I got these little Post-its. Here's some. And they're long, and they're sticky just on one side. And then I wanted some additional colors, and I didn't have them, so I bought some little squares, and then I just cut them. So what I ended up doing is I ended up cutting like little squares that are the size of the poster squares. So kind of like this size. Okay, and then I used highlighters and a pen, a black pen, and I went throughout our whole year, and I added anything that's like an all-day event, okay? So anything that's like someone's birthday, or the kids are out of school, or something like that. I put everything on the calendar, you know, when's launch day, April 8th and September 2nd. I put all of that on the calendar, and then I thought, okay, what are things that we are going to want to plan for next year? We're going to want to do a summer family vacation. Let's go ahead and plan it. Guys, if you do it now, you can get really good like rates on things. So we booked our family vacation for the summer. My husband turns 40, and we are going to London. We've never been to Europe, and he turns 40, so we're going. So we booked that trip. And then I marked off some important days and planned out some important days for Simplified. So our team got together. Oh, thank you, Taylor. I just saw she posted the link to this calendar. So I mapped out like important photo shoots with Whitney, who actually does them all, for Simplified, any travel I have to do for work, I'm trying to think what else we put on here. All of our team meetings are on there. All of the days that our company is closed are on there. Our big sales, whenever our big sales are going to happen, I put everything on there. And y'all, my whole year is like planned. I've never started a new year like this with this much like on the calendar. My husband at first thought it was a little overkill, and I was like, I don't think you understand. Batching like this, where you have like your whole year and you can go ahead and make plans for things, is so awesome. Now, I don't have my kids' school schedule for August through the end of the year yet, but I'll get it, I think they said in January or February, and so I'll add those things and make sure everything lines up. But it's so nice to be able to look over here and see, like, I realized a couple things were happening on top of each other. Like, we had a big fundraiser at my kids' school on top of launch week, and so I had to like, move some things around and that sort of thing. But having it mapped out before I start putting dates in my planner is going to be so nice. I have not put dates in my planner yet. I'm going to, but right now I have everything on this one big calendar, and I think it's really helpful for me, and it's super helpful for our family too. They can just pop in here and see whatever they need to see. So after you do that, if you do that, awesome. If you don't do that, awesome too. But now is when we start putting dates in our planner. So what I like to do is add all-day events to the monthly spreads. Every Simplified planner has monthly spreads. So you add the all-day events throughout. I personally like to just use a black pen always in my planner. The Precise V5 pens are my favorite, and I actually used yesterday a Precise V7 that I like randomly had from Pilot, and it was really good. So I have like a close runner-up now, favorite. The Precise V5 and Precise V7s are awesome, come in a bunch of colors, but put everything on your monthly spread and then go and add same things into the daily or weekly spreads. Does that sound like you're adding things twice? Yes. Is that okay? Yes, because you're going to want to see it in both places depending on how you actually use your Simplified planner. So put all those important dates down. Someone asked me, I did a little Instagram poll last night, and someone said, what do you do if a plan changes? You cross it out. You just cross it out. My biggest advice to anyone always, ever, who purchases a Simplified planner is to make a mess. Do not feel like you have to scrapbook your planner, that you have to post the pages on Instagram, that you have to use stickers or washi tape or anything. Those things are great tools if they help you simplify your life and use your planner even better, but you do not have to use them. You don't even have to write in pen. You don't even have to write in the same color. It is your planner and we don't have to see it. You make it work for you. And for me, I don't post pictures usually of my actual planner because it's a mess. And I like it that way. That's just kind of how I use it. I am vowing next year to share more of my actual pages because I think we can sometimes put a lot of pressure on ourselves not to ruin something that's very beautiful. But you're not ruining it if it's making your life more simplified. And if you're getting your use out of it, you're not ruining it. Okay? That's my tip. Okay, so adding dates. Make sure too, something I like to do is go and on the monthly spreads, give myself a couple of reminders like buy mom's birthday gift or, you know, call about scheduling a dentist appointment or that sort of thing. Okay, that's it for how you set up your Simplified planner. I would encourage you to set aside some time where you can be alone, and whether that's, you know, at night after everybody goes to bed, or if it's you get to take a day or a couple of hours and go away to Starbucks or somewhere and work. Take some time to sit down and take a look at your year and spend time getting your Simplified planner ready rather than just going cold on January 1 and starting with that day. Spend some time getting it set up and it will serve you so much better. And you will feel like you have your brain wrapped around your year. Even though things are going to happen and you have to be flexible, you're going to feel like you have your brain wrapped around it a little bit better. One last tip, other than getting it messy, is don't overdo it. Don't overdo it when it comes to organization or systems or routines. Don't lock yourself into something that you can't succeed at. I could very easily be like, next year I am going to eat healthy every day and wake up at 5 o'clock and go to bed at 10 and read 46 books. And that would be amazing. But I'm not going to do all of that because it's impossible for a million reasons. So set goals that are attainable. Challenge yourself with your goals, but also set goals that you can achieve, and be sure to work in a ton of grace and flexibility into all of these systems and routines, because stuff will happen, life will happen, and yeah, that's important. Okay, let's see. Got questions from Dusty. If you guys have questions, feel free to post them, and I have a bunch from that Dusty just sent me that she's been gathering. All right. Someone said, does Brian keep a planner too, or do you keep all tasks for everyone? Brian uses Dapper Desk, and he uses it mainly just for tasks. He doesn't use it for like scheduling stuff because of the nature of his work that he does. So he loves Dapper Desk, and he's actually like secretly hoping that we'll one day bring back do you remember when Dapper Desk was that brown leather, that we'll bring back that color one day? Maybe. How well does using a weekly planner work for meal planning? I'm afraid of using 2 planners will be chaos, but it seems to be extremely helpful to many people. Okay, I was on team, like, using 2 planners is crazy. I mean, there are people that I know who use like 5 planners, and I couldn't keep that up. So I was very much like, using 2 planners is crazy. I'm never going to do that. It's not simplified, all of that. And then we were having a photo shoot, and we were trying to get some like interior shots of the planners. And so I gave myself permission to take a couple planners and mock them up in like, what if you were using this planner just for fitness? Or what if you're using it just for meal planning? And I just started mocking them up, you know, not using them for your schedule, just using them for one particular thing. And I was like, light bulb, like, Emily, meal planning is hard for you. This is really cool. We should give it a try. So what I do with my weekly that's in the other room, I keep it in the kitchen. On one side of the day, so you have, you know, your days, and on one side it's like schedule, and the other it's your tasks. So it has little check marks or check boxes. I put what's for dinner in the schedule spot. And then on the task side, I put the ingredients I need from the grocery store. and that's my grocery list. Right? I'm telling you, it's game changing. And it's like the weekly is so portable, it's easy to take to the grocery store, but it's awesome. Highly recommend. Okay, let me see. Since so many received these for gifts, will you have another accessory sale? We do have some fun sales happening for accessories in the early part of the year. Best way to be first to find out about sales is to get on our newsletter list. And somebody can post the link to that, but you can also just go to our website and it's at the bottom. Okay. Are Simplified prep work pages online for Dapper Desk users? No, they're just in the Simplified planners. Tips for routines with babies, 3 years old and 7 months old, with sometimes unpredictable morning wake times. Go easy on yourself. Trying to implement like awesome routines with babies that little is really hard, because it's probably going to change every single day. And so I would just come up with like maybe like 3 checkpoints of things you want to do every morning. They'll happen at different times. It is what it is, but have breakfast together at the table, go for a quick walk outside, put a load of laundry in. Like there's your routine, and it doesn't have to happen on a specific timetable. It's just your kind of your checkpoints of what you want to do. Let's see, top 3 go-to meals. Oh, pressure's on. Let me think. Cowboy soup. It's really good, and the recipe, I could write it down. Maybe I'll post it in the comments in a little while. But it's really easy. I know it by heart. This is why it's a go-to meal. It's 5 cans of beans, any kind that you like. Doesn't matter. We just get all different ones. Rinse them, throw them in a pot. Taco seasoning, ranch seasoning, the little packets. Can of Rotel, tomatoes, and then you can add like corn or whatever. I add a little bit of water, and that's it. And then you heat it. And then you serve it. Sometimes we do it with Frito scoops. My kids think that's awesome. Put a little sour cream on it, some avocado. Sometimes we'll put tomato for feeling fancy. You can add ground beef. It's really one of those things that you can just doctor it up however you want. That's a good one. Also love, this is why meal planning is hard for me. We live on the Gulf Coast in Florida, and so we love seafood. So salmon, sheet pan salmon's a really good one that we'll do with like sweet potatoes or broccoli, like all in one sheet pan. Put a little brown sugar on the salmon with a slice of lemon, and that's really yummy. And what's one more? Open-faced sandwiches. We'll do those a lot. It's just easy. You buy like French bread, and you put some deli meat, some cheese, some stuff, stick it in the oven, heat it up. Ta-da! Serve it with fruit salad. Yum. Okay. What's on your bucket list? My bucket list for next year, write another book. What else? Go to London. I'm excited about that one. Stop eating so much sugar. Get better at doing the Peloton because it makes me feel really good, and I have it and I need to use it better. What age will your crew start using a planner? My 8-year-old already uses a planner loosely. That's a loose term. He has a school-issued one that he uses, and I'm trying to help him get better at using it. He uses it just for homework right now. Any 2020 sneak peeks? I'm just making sure I didn't have any behind me. So the camera is pointed down at me for a reason, because if I point it up, they're all up there. They're boxed, but they're up there. Any chance the weekends will be separate days in the future? No, not with the Simplified planner. But with the Dapper Desk, you do get weekends on their own pages. So Saturday has its own day or its own page, and so does Sunday. How do you use the monthly spread within the weekly or the daily? Just for all-day events, just like as like an overview for the month, not the nitty-gritty of 9 a.m. I have to go here, 5 p.m. I have to go here. How to use the notes section of the planner, and how to use the yellow pen in the Emily Lay, the V5 pens. The yellow pen is very light. You could use it as like a little, almost like an underline highlighter. The notes section is for you to use however you want. I use it to keep lists of kind of importance. I also will keep my go-to meals there because, like I said, meal planning is hard. And yeah, you just use it however you want. Mini notebooks are also good for those things too. All right. What is Dapper Desk? Dapper Desk is a separate planner that is, hold on, let me see if I have one. I have one right here. Dapper Desk is different. It was originally designed as a planner for men. My husband like really wanted one that was like more his style, and so we made it. And what we quickly learned is women loved this format too. So they're sold out. They're all gone for next year. But they're inside, this camera's not going to show you very well, but inside on our website, you can see pictures of the inside. It's a little bit different than the Simplified planner. I feel like I'm losing my voice, y'all. Okay. Any chance Dapper Desk will be released on the academic calendar in the near future? Never say never. Can you talk about how you manage your daily tasks and cross between Asana and your planner? Yes, so I have done an entire Facebook Live on this. Let me just check the time. I've done an entire Facebook Live on this before, sorry. I've done an entire Facebook Live on how I use my planner and how I use iCal before, and you can see it in our video library. But I use iCal because my whole team is remote. There's 8 of us. They're all over the country, and we have to share our calendars. So I have an iCal for them and me, and then I have an iCal for Brian and I that we share, and it's like our family one. And so what I do is on Sundays I sit down and I take everything from iCal and put it into my Simplified planner, task-wise, and any kind of like appointments that have come up. Then I'm working from there, from that point forward. Does that make sense? It's like a hybrid situation that I've come up with over the years that really, really, really works for me. I also use Asana, A-S-A-N-A, and it's a program that our team uses for project management, and it's online, and it is so good. It is, I don't know what we would do without it. It is, you have all these different projects down one side, and you have tasks, and then you have an inbox. And then you have your own task list, and I can see everyone else's tasks and what they're working on. And I keep all of my tasks in there. And so same thing on Sundays when I'm looking at like what has to get done during the week and what days I'm going to do it on, move it into my planner, because I just love checking things off. And I love having something I can just carry around with me that's not going to crash or not open or that kind of thing. So I hope that makes sense. It's a very short way of telling you the hybrid system I do, but I have a whole Facebook Live on that. That you can go and watch. Let me see if Dusty sent me any more. Okay. I think that we got everything covered. Awesome. Okay. Well, guys, this has been so fun. I am going to go and get ready for some company to come in town today. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of 2019. Remember, if you do not have your 2020 Simplified planner, you can get them at emilylay.com for 20% off with code NEWYEAR. And we still have a couple cover styles left in both the daily and the weekly editions. Some are totally sold out. We do not restock them. Dapper Desk is totally sold out too. If you guys have any additional questions, please feel free to post those here, and I'll try to pop back on later and answer them. As you're planning your year, I have a couple dates I want to share with you so that you can mark them down. April 1st is cover reveal for our 2020-2021 collection, so our academic editions, right? Yes. And then April 8th is spring launch, and we have a lot of new products launching alongside new Simplified planners. Those planners begin in August, and they'll release April 8th. We also have a new teacher planner coming out then in a new format. So can't wait to share all the details with you guys and all the new products coming out then too. We also have, so let's see, August 11th, the Grace Not Perfection Young Readers Edition is an adapted version of Grace Not Perfection for girls ages 8 to 12. And I'm silly excited about it. It's so good. It's so cute. It's been so much fun to work on. It comes out August 11th. And then on September 2nd, we will have our fall launch with more new products, the calendar year editions of those same covers from the spring. This will be the 2021 planners. And then I'm releasing another book in the fall. I just don't know exactly when yet. Okay, so those are all the important dates. Thank you guys. I hope that you have a wonderful year. Thank you for your love and support of Simplified, of me, of all that we've been up to this year. It means the world. We've loved you being part of our community, and we just can't wait for 2020. It's going to be a good one. All right, y'all. Bye.